When it comes to weight loss, the world seems more divided than ever. On one side, there are the high-priced injections like Ozempic, hailed as the miracle drug that helps you slim down almost effortlessly. On the other side, there's intermittent fasting, an ancient practice that promises fat burning without medications, prescriptions, or astronomical costs. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people are blindly following the hype of quick fixes, without realizing that what looks like a shortcut might not be sustainable in the long run. And that's exactly what this video will uncover. Whether relying on a needle is really your best option, or if giving your body a natural reset could be the true key to lose belly fat and eliminate abdominal fat once and for all. In this video, you're going to see a direct comparison between intermittent fasting and modern weight loss injections. We'll break down how each method works inside your body, the benefits, the hidden risks, and what science actually says about long-term results. If you've ever wondered why some people lose weight fast only to gain it back again, or why others slim down while keeping their results for years, then you'll want to stay until the end. Because this isn't just another debate, it's the roadmap to understanding how to boost metabolism and lose weight healthily without falling into traps that could leave you frustrated, broke, and still struggling with stubborn fat. By the end of this, you'll have clarity. You'll know whether putting your trust in a prescription drug makes sense, or if embracing fasting can truly transform not just your body but also your energy, focus, and overall health. So, if your goal is more than just temporary slimming, if you want real fat burning that helps you reshape your life, then you're in the right place. Stay tuned, because the truth about sustainable weight loss may surprise you more than you think. It's human nature to want results as fast as possible, especially when it comes to slimming down. When someone is struggling to lose belly fat, they're often desperate for a solution that will show progress quickly. That's why fat loss injections have exploded in popularity. They promise to help you lose weight fast with minimal effort. The promise is seductive. Eat what you want, take a shot, and watch the pounds fall off. For someone who has tried countless diets and failed, this sounds like salvation. But there's an important detail that gets overlooked. Rapid weight loss achieved through appetite suppression doesn't necessarily mean that your metabolism is improving, nor does it mean that the weight will stay off once the drug is stopped. In fact, many people who rely solely on injections experience weight regain because they never address the root cause of fat storage in the first place. On the other hand, intermittent fasting may sound counterintuitive at first. How can not eating actually boost metabolism instead of slowing it down? The truth is that your body was designed to handle periods without food. For thousands of years, humans survived through cycles of feast and famine, and our biology adapted to burn fat efficiently during those fasting windows. By giving your body time to rest from constant digestion, you allow insulin levels to drop, which is the key to unlocking stored energy from fat cells. This isn't just about cutting calories, it's about giving your body the hormonal signal it needs to switch from storing to burning. And when that switch flips, the process of fat burning becomes natural and effortless. Another thing to consider is cost. Fat loss injections like Ozempic can cost over $1,000 a month, making it accessible only to those who can afford it. Meanwhile, fasting is free. You don't need prescriptions, appointments, or insurance approval. The psychological impact also deserves attention. People who use injections often describe a sense of dependency. They fear what will happen if they stop taking the drug. That anxiety can be mentally draining, making weight management feel like a fragile balancing act. In contrast, people who embrace fasting often describe feeling liberated. They realize they don't need to eat 6 times a day, and that they can go for hours without food and still feel energized. This discovery can be life-changing because it breaks the cycle of dependence not just on drugs, but also on constant eating. And when you're free from that cycle, You naturally slim down while improving your relationship with food. A common objection is that fasting is too hard, while injections make slimming easy. But here's the hidden truth. Both require adjustment, just in different ways. When you first start fasting, you may struggle with cravings, but your body adapts. When you first take injections, you may struggle with side effects like nausea, fatigue, or digestive discomfort. Neither path is completely effortless, but only one equips your body to handle fat burning independently. That's why intermittent fasting is often described as sustainable. It trains your metabolism to function properly without outside intervention. If we look at long-term data, it becomes clear that suppressing appetite with drugs doesn't guarantee lasting fat burning. As soon as people stop taking the injections, hunger often returns stronger and weight regain follows. That cycle can be devastating because it leaves people believing they failed, when in reality, the method itself was never designed for permanent transformation. Fasting, however, resets the body in a way that makes it possible to maintain results long after you start. You don't just lose weight fast, you lose weight healthily by fixing the hormonal imbalances that caused fat storage in the first place. And that is why intermittent fasting deserves a closer look if your goal is true, sustainable slimming. To really understand why intermittent fasting and injections like Ozempic deliver such different outcomes, you need to look at what happens at the hormonal level. Most people think weight loss is just about calories. Eat less, burn more, and the fat will disappear. But if that formula worked, everyone would be slim already. The reality is much more complex. When you eat frequently throughout the day, especially meals rich in refined carbohydrates, your body releases insulin. Insulin's main job is to store energy, and the easiest way to do that is by locking it into fat cells. The problem is that if insulin levels stay high all day long, you essentially close the door to fat burning. Your body has energy stored as fat, but you can't access it. It's like having money in the bank with a vault sealed shut. This is why intermittent fasting works so powerfully. It lowers insulin levels naturally, unlocking the vault. When you extend the time between meals, your body shifts from relying on glucose from food to using stored fat as energy. That's when fat burning becomes the default mode, and you begin to lose belly fat in a way that feels effortless. People often report that once they adapt, they actually feel more energized during fasting periods rather than sluggish. That's because their body isn't crashing from sugar highs and lows. It's running smoothly on the steady fuel of fat. This is the difference between forcing your body to slim down temporarily and teaching it how to lose weight healthily in a sustainable way. Weight loss injections approach the issue differently. Instead of lowering insulin and improving your natural ability to burn fat, they suppress appetite by mimicking certain hormones that signal fullness. The result is that you eat less because you don't feel hungry, and therefore you lose weight fast. This is why so many people who fast not only slim down, but also notice their body composition improving. They lose belly fat while keeping or even building lean definition. Contrast this with injections. Appetite suppression does reduce food intake, which naturally leads to weight loss. But because the process is artificial, the body isn't necessarily optimizing fat burning. In fact, when people drastically cut calories without addressing hormones, their metabolism often adapts by slowing down. The body perceives a shortage and conserves energy, making fat loss harder over time. That's why many dieters, even with medication, hit frustrating plateaus. Fasting avoids this trap by working with your biology instead of against it. By lowering insulin and boosting fat-burning hormones, your body doesn't panic, it thrives. Perhaps one of the most overlooked benefits of fasting is its ability to reset hunger signals. Think about it. In a modern world full of snacks and constant eating opportunities, most people don't even know what true hunger feels like. They eat because the clock says it's lunchtime or because they crave sugar, not because their body genuinely needs energy. Over time, this constant grazing leads to fat gain and sluggish metabolism. Intermittent fasting breaks this cycle. When you skip a meal, you relearn the difference between habit-driven cravings and true hunger. As your body adjusts, your appetite naturally decreases, making it easier to control portions without feeling deprived. This natural recalibration of hunger cues is far more sustainable than relying on a drug to artificially mute them. Another critical dimension is healing. Fasting doesn't just help you lose weight fast, it activates powerful cellular processes that rejuvenate your body. One of these is autophagy, a process where your body clears out damaged cells and recycles their components to build healthier ones. Think of it as a deep cleaning service for your body at the microscopic level. Old proteins, dysfunctional mitochondria, and cellular junk are broken down and replaced with new, efficient structures. This process not only supports fat burning but also boosts metabolism, sharpens mental clarity, and slows down aging. Injections, by contrast, don't trigger any of these restorative processes. They may help with slimming temporarily, but they don't repair the underlying systems that regulate health and weight. There's also the matter of empowerment. When someone relies on injections, they often feel trapped in a cycle of dependency. The thought of stopping the drug can cause anxiety because they know hunger will come roaring back. With fasting, the opposite happens. The longer you practice it, the more confidence you gain in your body's ability to function without constant feeding. You discover that skipping breakfast doesn't make you weak, it makes you sharper. You learn that you can go hours without food and still perform at work, exercise, and think clearly. People who commit to fasting often report that after a few weeks, their entire relationship with food changes. They don't feel chained to constant cravings, they naturally prefer smaller portions, and they find themselves energized during the day rather than exhausted. For those who've struggled for years with diets that left them hungry and defeated, this feels like freedom. It's not just about slimming, it's about taking control back. And when you reclaim that control, fat burning doesn't feel like a fight anymore, it becomes the body's natural state. One of the strongest proofs comes from individuals who not only lose belly fat but also reverse chronic health issues through fasting. There are countless stories of people who went from daily insulin injections for type 2 diabetes to completely normal blood sugar levels within months of adopting fasting routines. These are not isolated cases, but part of a growing body of evidence showing that eliminating abdominal fat through hormone balance can reverse conditions once thought permanent. And all of this happens without spending thousands of dollars each month on drugs. Fasting is free, accessible, and proven to work when practiced consistently. Still, myths about fasting persist. One common claim is that skipping meals will leave you weak and unable to focus. Yet, thousands of people report the opposite. They feel sharper, more productive, and more energized when fasting. That's because the brain actually runs more efficiently on ketones, the fuel produced when your body burns fat. Another myth is that fasting causes muscle loss. In reality, when done correctly, fasting boosts growth hormone, which preserves lean muscle while maximizing fat burning. Instead of shrinking your strength, fasting protects it. These misconceptions keep people trapped in the belief that they must eat constantly to survive, when in truth, the body was built to thrive during periods without food. Another powerful myth is the fear of starvation mode. People worry that if they go without food for a day or more, their metabolism will slow down permanently. The evidence, however, tells a different story. Short-term fasting doesn't shut down your metabolism, it revs it up. Your body becomes more efficient, burning fat while preserving essential functions. The only time metabolism drops is during extreme, prolonged malnutrition over months, which is completely different from structured intermittent fasting. So rather than damaging your metabolism, fasting actually helps you boost metabolism in a way that injections could never achieve. This brings us back to sustainability. Weight loss injections can give fast results, but they're not practical forever. They're expensive, they come with side effects, and they don't address the deeper issues of how your body processes energy. Intermittent fasting, on the other hand, fits into daily life. You can start small by delaying breakfast or ending dinner earlier, creating a simple fasting window of 14 to 16 hours. From there, you can experiment with longer fasts if needed. The key is flexibility. By working with your biology instead of against it, fasting doesn't just slim you down, it reshapes your entire metabolic foundation. In the end, this isn't about choosing between tradition and modernity. It's about choosing between a quick fix that fades and a sustainable practice that lasts. Intermittent fasting doesn't promise overnight miracles, but it does deliver steady, reliable fat burning that becomes easier with time. It helps you lose weight healthily, slim down naturally, and keep the results without financial strain or dependency. It's not just a method, it's a mindset, a return to how the body was designed to function. So if your goal is more than just dropping a few pounds, if you want to lose belly fat, eliminate abdominal fat, boost metabolism, and build a healthier body you can maintain for life, the choice is clear. Intermittent fasting is not just the more sustainable option, it's the smarter one. While injections might offer temporary relief, fasting offers transformation. And when you think about the long run, transformation is what truly matters. Understanding that intermittent fasting is more sustainable than injections is powerful, but the real transformation happens when you put this knowledge into practice. Too often, people hear about fasting, get inspired, and then fail to implement it because they don't know where to begin. That's the real advantage of this approach. It's incredibly flexible. You don't need expensive supplements, complicated meal plans, or constant tracking apps. All you need is to structure your eating window in a way that fits your lifestyle. By doing so, you not only lose weight fast, but you also slim down in a way that feels natural and empowering. One of the simplest ways to start is with a 16:8 schedule. This means fasting for 16 hours and eating during an 8-hour window. For many people, this looks like skipping breakfast, having lunch around noon, and finishing dinner by 8 p.m. Within days, your body starts to adjust. Hunger in the morning fades, energy in the afternoon improves, and fat burning becomes more noticeable. As insulin levels drop, you begin to lose belly fat without obsessing over calories. The best part is that this schedule works for busy professionals, parents, or anyone looking for a realistic starting point. Unlike injections, which require medical appointments and prescriptions, this method requires nothing but commitment and consistency. For those who want to accelerate fat burning, longer fasts can be introduced gradually. A 24-hour fast once or twice a week, for example, can dramatically enhance results. Eating dinner at 7 p.m. and then not eating again until 7 p.m. the following day allows your body a full cycle to access stored fat. It's in these extended windows that the body ramps up autophagy, the cellular cleaning process that eliminates old, damaged proteins and rebuilds healthier ones. Not only do you eliminate abdominal fat more efficiently, but you also rejuvenate your cells, supporting long-term health. Weight loss injections cannot replicate this restorative effect. They suppress hunger, yes, but they do nothing to cleanse or repair at the cellular level. Another strategy is 1 meal a day, OMAD, which may sound extreme at first, but is surprisingly manageable once your body adapts. Clothes fit better, energy stabilizes, and cravings diminish. Months later, they've not only lost weight fast but also developed a new relationship with food. The fat burning continues naturally, and they no longer feel trapped in cycles of deprivation. That's the power of aligning with your body instead of fighting against it. It's also worth emphasizing the psychological dimension of fasting routines. Unlike injections, which leave you questioning whether the results will last, fasting builds confidence. Every time you complete a fasting window, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than your cravings. That sense of mastery grows with time, creating a feedback loop of empowerment. The more you succeed, the more you believe in your ability to slim down and keep it off. And unlike temporary diet fads, this confidence doesn't fade because it's built on practice, not dependency. Skeptics often argue that fasting isn't sustainable because life is full of social events, dinners, and holidays. But this is where the flexibility of fasting shines. You don't need to fast every single day to see results. You can adjust your schedule around special occasions and still maintain progress. For example, if you know you'll have a late dinner with friends, you can fast longer the next day to balance it out. This adaptability makes fasting a lifelong strategy rather than a rigid set of rules. Injections, however, offer no such flexibility. You're either on them or you're not, and stopping often leads to rapid weight regain. Long-term sustainability also comes from the fact that fasting naturally lowers appetite over time. Unlike diets that leave you constantly hungry, fasting retrains your hunger hormones. People often discover that once they settle into a routine, their body no longer demands food every few hours. Instead, true hunger emerges at predictable times, making it easier to control portions and eliminate abdominal fat. The result is weight loss healthily achieved without the constant battle against cravings. Looking at the bigger picture, intermittent fasting is not just about slimming down, it's about reshaping your life. By learning to control when you eat, you gain control over how your body uses energy. You become less reactive to food marketing, less dependent on quick fixes, and more in tune with your body's natural rhythms. This is a complete transformation, not just of appearance but of mindset and health. While injections might help someone lose weight fast temporarily, they can't deliver this deeper level of change. That's why fasting is not just a method, it's a lifestyle that supports lifelong fat burning and metabolic health. The conclusion is clear. If you're serious about lasting results, the path is not found in a prescription bottle. It's found in the discipline of fasting, the wisdom of listening to your body, and the empowerment that comes from knowing you can boost metabolism and eliminate abdominal fat on your own. Intermittent fasting is more than a weight loss tool, it's a blueprint for sustainable health. And once you experience it, you'll see why no injection can ever compare. There's a specially designed solution to speed up your metabolism, control cravings, and support your weight loss journey naturally and effectively. Click the link in the first pinned comment to start transforming your body. If you want to truly transform your body and learn how to lose belly fat healthily, don't stop here. In the next video, I'll share practical strategies and little-known secrets to boost your metabolism and keep the weight off for good. Click now and discover how to take your weight loss to the next level.